Invincible.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Under Review. Here we talk about all sports as the season progresses throughout the year. I'm your host, Laurent. I'm here with France and Marky Mark. And today's topic is the NBA playoffs, round 2 for the Western Conference. But before we get into that, let's talk about Game 7. Clippers Jazz in LA. Who wins that tomorrow night? I say Clippers. I'll tell you guys my reasons later, but we'll start off with France.
I'm going to stick with my Jazz. They're the ones I picked before the playoffs started. And also, especially now that Blake Griffin is injured, I know I said they would have a chance or whatever, but nah, I'm sticking with Jazz.
Honestly, Utah's my team. They always have been. I picked them right from the beginning. They're going to be amazing. Young star talent. Joe Johnson re-emerging. And I mean, it's true. Like France said, I mean, Blake's got his little stiff toe, turf toe, whatever you want to call it. Honestly, they're done. Utah wins it for sure.
Yeah, and tomorrow night. So, unlike these guys, I'm going for the Clippers. I say tomorrow's a day of reckoning. CP3 finally picks it up. Finally says, you know what, I'm tired of every year losing because of injuries. He's going to win one this year. DeAndre Jordan's going to have a good game, I think. I think Redick's going to hit a lot of threes. Crawford off the bench. And the Feltons and the Mbah Mutes of the world will contribute in their way possible. So I say they win tomorrow night. So on that note, going forward to the Warriors, whoever wins it tonight, between the Clippers and Jazz, I think, honestly, the Clippers are done. They're probably going to get swept by the Warriors. I just hope they beat the Jazz. So
bring that broom
let's
out.
go. What do you think? Who's going to win, Warriors or your Jazz?
The Warriors are just... They're the Warriors. They're too strong. They have too many weapons. But with that said, I think Utah, young legs, Joe Johnson being a re-emerging star, Gordon Hayward, that defense that they play, I think can stretch this series to 6 games for sure.
At least, eh?
At least 6, I'm going to say. But after that, Golden State's got it in the bag.
Damn. How do you feel about that?
I'm saying Golden State in 5. And that's only because the Utah Jazz, they play well. It's just they can't win more than 1 game against Golden State. And as a matter of fact, the Jazz, you better hope the Jazz win the first round, because if Golden State plays the Clippers, they're ending it in 3 games. As a matter of fact, Clippers have players who are gonna be free agents. For sure, they're gonna trade some people. And also, every season they're injured, right? So that's their biggest problem. So they need to keep their players healthy. So I think they shouldn't even show up. You live in LA, go to the beach, go play some golf. Don't even show up for the next round because it's ending in 3 games. And Golden State can't even sit Durant, and it's still finishing in 3 games. So you better hope Utah Jazz wins. And even with with Jazz, it's only 5 games.
And if the Clippers win tomorrow night, they still win without Durant. They could probably use without Durant anyways.
Well, I was just going to say that. Do they play Durant? I mean, I don't know. They sit him when they want. I don't know what's going on with this Durant.
They'll play him for the first game, I think, just to see how it goes, whatever, and then they might reconsider.
But what does that say? Quickly, I want to say this quickly.
Sure.
What does that say for Durant? Honestly, like if they sit him for most of these playoffs, I mean, really, is there any point of having him next season?
Like I said, he's freeloading. I told you.
Yeah.
That's
Hold
really
up, though. But last year, they were sitting Curry versus Portland. But Curry was the reigning MVP. So it's not a knock on Durant. You're going to see Durant's value, true value, when they face the Cavs and maybe the Spurs or the Rockets.
Although, coming back to that matchup, I think Curry had ankle issues in the first round last year.
Yeah.
Like sprained ankle here and there. They
That's
just have to
true.
maintain. Yeah,
But Durant is hurt too. That's why they're sitting him.
Oh, Durant is hurt or he's hurt? He's actually hurt or he's...
No, he's hurt.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
But has he actually got it diagnosed? Maybe it was from Griffin. Because I don't know if I trust the source. If he's really injured, I don't know. Maybe not.
He can play, but it's like the Curry versus Portland. Curry could play. It's just if you don't have to risk it, you might as well let him rest, heal even more. Why play a player when he's hurt? You know, if you don't have to.
Fair. But
exactly.
We'll see how this pans out, though. Game 7 this afternoon.
Fair enough.
But Something else to say?
No.
So moving on to the West, the second seed Spurs, San Antonio, against James Harden and his Rockets. How does this game pan out in the West? The second game of the series. Sorry, second round of the series.
What are you saying?
It's got to be the Spurs. I mean, they're the powerhouse, I think, in the West.
Yeah.
I think they're too strong for...
Better than Golden State?
I think they are.
Okay.
I mean, I picked them to go to the finals in one of our earlier shows, so I'm sticking with it.
Okay.
So, I just think with the Rockets, they're a great team, don't get me wrong. I think they could use another piece, though, especially going up against San Antonio. San Antonio's too strong. They're coached really well. The defense, I think, is what separates them. And Kawhi Leonard, what if they put him on Harden? He'll shut him right down.
Yeah.
Like, Harden will be almost
There's a good
non-existent.
chance of that,
Yeah.
so.
Will be non-existent. So, with that said, for that reason, I think Spurs, I'll give the Rockets 6, but I think I'm being really friendly by saying that because it could even be 5, but I'll give them 6.
What are you saying?
I say Spurs at 6. Considering they have home court advantage, I say they win one of those two games, if not the first two. Obviously, LaMarcus Aldridge needs to step up. He needs to be that 2010 guy they need. Paul Gasol he's getting a little bit of father time. Looks like it's catching up with him. He needs to also contribute. And as long as Patty Mills, the guys off the bench, Kyle Anderson, Ginobili can contribute, I think Spurs will be all right.
Ginobili?
Well, Ginobili had a good game last game. Even Parker, he had 24 points last game, which was pretty huge for
but Ginobili,
the Spurs.
Ginobili
He'll be like one of
Ginobili's
those,
a piece.
he'll be one of those X factors. We'll see what happens. But like Mark said, as a two-way player and probably really one of the best two-way players, if not the best two-way player in the league, Kawhi Leonard, if he just shadows James Harden's got to rely a lot on the remaining shooters to help him out. Like, he's going to really rely
they're
on
pretty
Should he
good.
shave his
Anderson.
beard? Should he shave the
He might
beard?
have to
Better
shave the beard.
aerodynamics.
So
I mean,
then,
really.
Spurs in
So-
6. Spurs in 6. And France, what do you think?
I'm picking Spurs in 6 or 7 because D'Antoni's not going to lay down. He will win his games. It's just the Spurs are not going to let the Rockets score like 150 points a game or whatever. Popovich, he's going to adjust. As a matter of fact, the Rockets might even win the first game and then Popovich will adjust afterwards. That's what I think.
Interesting.
And what was I going to say? Yeah, so, and don't be fooled by what happened in the first round. The Spurs were playing the number 7 seed, but the Grizzlies are definitely a
Very
better,
good number 7 seed.
They're by far a better team than the Thunder. Thunder, they're basically a one-player team. Just look what happens when you sit Westbrook, right? They lose their lead. So, even though the Rockets had a better showing against the Thunder, they had a far easier matchup than what the Spurs had.
It's true, but
I don't know. I just see Spurs winning it. Rockets probably, in my opinion, probably started their playoffs now. Like, this is it.
Yeah,
this is an
this is
actual
it, yeah.
better team.
Yeah.
This is a wake-up call. We'll see. It's down to the shooters. It's down to the defense, obviously, and rebounding, considering, the Spurs have a better front court, in my opinion.
no, not just that too. When you think about it, there was times in that series where the Rockets with Oklahoma, they struggled.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, that team doesn't have half the talent that San
Can't afford
Antonio
those
has.
turnovers on the
Yeah.
Spurs.
You can't.
But the only problem the Spurs might have is Rockets. They're full of shooters. So even if you put your best defender on Harden, he's just gonna pass the ball, and then they're still gonna snipe. So
Yeah.
it's
true.
basically the Rockets are gonna live by the 3 or die by the 3, and we all think they're gonna die by the 3.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Die by the 3, or James Harden's just going to have to... They're going to go out gunning. D'Antoni style. Going out gunning.
Guns a-blazing.
Guns a-blazing.
All right.
So stay tuned for Eastern Conference analysis coming up in our next excerpt. But in the meantime, feel free to comment below on who you guys will think will win the second round and who will win Game 7 this afternoon. So
And also,
see what happens.
Also, let us know if you prefer this version where we split the videos, or if you rather have us talk about both conferences in the same video.
Yeah, short and sweet or long and hard.
I'm not even going to go there.
All right.
I don't know
All right.
where.
See you in the next
See
one.
you in the next excerpt.